Relocating. You never get lost when you orienteer, you just get temporarily disoriented. If this happens, there are a number of things to do. Look for big features around you and try to find them on your map. If you've been pace counting, think about how far you've been from your last known point. Think about the possibility of parallel features that look similar. If there are two re-entrants, small valleys, are you in the one that you think you are, or a nearby one? Are you on a hilltop that you think you are, or the one nearby? You're coming in here to an area which is a little bit confusing, and you end up over here. You don't know exactly where you are, so what do you do? Well, if you're standing in this area, somewhere in here, you may be able to find this cliff in a little re-entrant, another cliff beyond it, some boulders beyond it. Or you may be able to find these two boulders, or this little swamp, or maybe these two boulders. So you're looking for things on your map that match what you see around you. If you happen to be in this area, you look around and you end up seeing a depression. This has a little tick, a down pointed contour, so this is going to be a slight depression. And this is actually also has a tick on it, so this is actually a re-entrant going down. So as you're here, you end up saying here's a re-entrant. You may also be able to look over and see this swamp. You're going to be able to see through the woods more easily. There aren't any normal trees in this area, so you'll end up saying, I know that there's something over there that might be a swamp. You might see this re-entrant going down to it, and so you're looking for features in the area that you can identify. Over here, this may be a little bit more difficult, because if you're in this area, there are lots and lots of little things around you. Here is a cliff. You might be able to find one of these cliffs. The issue is, though, that the cliffs are going to be on the downside of the slope, and so therefore, if you're above them, they may be hard to see. Here you end up having boulder on top of a little knoll, or in the center of a little knoll. Here is one on the side. Here is one on the side. Here is a boulder with some cliffs on the other side of this knoll. And so what you're doing now is you're having to look to see if I can find anything which matches what I see in the terrain. Look for the boulders. Look for the knolls. If you see knolls that don't have boulders, that may be a clue as to where you are. Here if you were in this area, you might end up seeing this boulder, and then these two big boulders are going to be, this big boulder here, these others are going to tell you where you are. If you really don't know where you are and you can't figure out how to proceed, you're going to have to go a little further afield. If you go to the northwest, you should end up getting to this swamp. If you go north, you should get to the stream or this swamp. And if you go to the west, you should end up finding that trail system. Still don't know where you are? Backtrack or go in the direction of a big feature that you can't miss, then start your route to the control. You should also pay attention to the safety direction in meet notes. When all else fails, use your compass to go in the safe direction, which is generally a large road, which will allow you to get back to the meet headquarters. Always make sure that you check in at the finish, even if you do not finish the entire course.